Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and I'm a photographer and filmmaker. As people start to learn new skills to occupy their time during the current situation, I've had a few questions about filmmaking and photography. So here's my handy guide to camera settings to help you get the best shots. Number 1. Now aperture is this little number on your camera if you're using a DSLR and is often referred to as the f-stop. Now the f-stop can range dramatically depending on the camera you have and the lens you have. However, usually the lowest I've kind of worked with is f1.2 or f1.4 and goes all the way up to f22. Put simply, aperture is just how certain aspects of your photo are out of focus in comparison to the main subject of your image, which is in focus. Basically, the higher the number, such as f22, it means the smaller the aperture, such as if you shoot on f22 and you're shooting something, everything should be in focus. So it's really good for things like landscapes, so you get everything in focus and nothing's kind of blurred out. And with a lower f-stop, such as f1.4, it's more suited to things like portraiture, macro photography, and sort of product photography. Secondly, we're going to look at shutter speed. This is how quickly the camera shutter opens and closes when you're taking a photo, and is shown on the camera as this. So the bigger the number, the quicker the shutter will close and open again. For example, 1/1000 means 1/1000th of a second, and that's how quickly it takes a photo, which is pretty damn fast. And that's why a lot of sports photographers use this sort of shutter speed, because they like to capture people in motion and freeze them in motion. Whereas if you take a photo at 1/10 of a second, everything's going to slow right down, and also any movement in the image is going to appear blurred. And this is how photographers create light trails and that smooth looking water in a landscape. That's how they do it. And last but not least of the 3 basic camera settings is ISO, or ISO, whatever you want to call it. Now ISO is the sensitivity of the sensor on the camera, so if you're shooting at ISO 100, your camera's going to be a lot less sensitive to light. However, if you were shooting on ISO 2000, your camera's going to be a lot more sensitive to any light getting in there and trying to take it in. Now you would shoot on a higher ISO if you are in a really dark situation, such as at a concert and you're taking photos of a band and it's really dark. That's when you would start to hike up your ISO to bring more light into the camera. However, with shooting on a higher ISO, you have to be super cautious, because if you're shooting on a higher ISO, your images could come out super noisy and super grainy, and it's just not a nice aesthetic to have. So when you're taking photos, just watch your ISO, make sure it's as low as it can be for the situation, and just make sure you know your camera's limits and how well it deals with certain lighting conditions. So guys, with these 3 basic camera settings, you're all set to go and take your own photos. And in an age of digital photography, what have you got to lose? So go and have some fun, let me know how you get on in the comments below, and ask me any questions you need to, and I'll see you all next time.